Greetings all. This is Zyron. I hope everyone is doing great today. Oh, I'm waiting for it to pop up. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Echoing. 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 Lots of echoing. So, what to start with today? Hang on just a second, chat. Turn it. Channel. Right. Turn it. Channel. This like up. All right. So let's begin. I hope everyone's been doing great the last couple of days. It's been one of those weeks, trust me. Anyways, we have a bunch of Star Citizen updates. I'm going to end with Star ISC, and then we're going to jump into some gameplay for a while. But first, I wanted everyone to look. It happened yesterday at the release view for. First, we're going to cover this, which is the release view for 3.23. It's been a lot of stuff added. Just a second. Hope everyone's doing well. I don't know why that's talking. That's kind of weird. Okay. It's been a pretty packed couple of months, really. Oh, wait. Hang on just a second. There we go. That's better, I think. Yeah. I'm going to mute, take this off. Over here, as you can see, we had all the stuff added in 3.20. I mean, if you look at the patches before, this is kind of weird. Oops. The patches before 3.20 were really, really small. Most of them, anyways. There were some big ones like 3.3, 3.1, going back to 2018. About the time I joined the game in late 2019, 3.8, that's when the patches kind of stabilized. And then for a few patches, we had some pretty sparse ones. From, I would say, about 3.11 through about 3.16, maybe? Yeah, because 3.16 only added the Cutlass Steel and the Hover Quad, Dying Star map, the Gravlev physics that still need to be reworked, locations in the Area 18 hospital and derelict ships, and the laser trip mines. 3.17, we had all this stuff start piling in. This is weird. So the last year, from about 3.18, which was a ginormous cluster. I mean, 3.18 last year was the cluster of all clusters so far. I had friends that couldn't play this game for upwards of 6 months in some cases. Easy. They couldn't play Star Citizen, period. How about you, chat? Any of you ever had difficulty with 3.18? I know it was rough for a lot of people, so don't be shy. And after 318, we had a lot of light patches. 319 only added the Lorville Cityscape, a new player experience, which still needs a lot of work, the salvage contracts, and Ghost Hollow. Hard to believe Ghost Hollow's not even a year old. And Tractor Beam Attach and Detach. Ships like the Lynx, the Fury, and the Fury MX. Then after that, we had locations like Seraphim. I still miss Olisar, don't get me wrong. Gameplay like the Arena Commander front end update, new racetracks, Horizon Speedway rework, Jericho Station, dogfight map Echo 11, experimental game modes, Winner's Circle, Security Post Korea, contracts, cover up. Yeah, I haven't used those yet. Physicalized cargo updates as well. Starting about 320, I'd say we had some bigger issues. The Hull C was also one of the largest ships released during this time in a significant amount of time. Then we also had the LX, and then the controversy around the F8 Lightning. Locations in 321 included new Crusader platforms, as well as for gameplay, the retrieve consignment missions, vehicle tractor beams, but they still need work, obviously. Steal evidence missions, ship trespass, data heist, which has now been reworked into the brand new mission, that intel mission for Xenothreat. And the A1s in ships, we got the A1 Spirit, the C1 Spirit, the Tumbrel Storm, the Argo SRV, the Drake Cutter Scout, and the Gatac Sulin. So 2023 was pretty much firing on all cylinders compared to the previous year. 322, which ended the year technically December 14th, but had later patches. We had the player hair update, new derelict settlements, structural salvage, inventory cargo containers, Bloodshot Ridge Arena Commander map, new map Maker's Point, multi-crew and spawn locations in Arena Commander, and Gravlev Racing in Arena Commander. In terms of ships for 322, we got the Apoa Santakyai, the X1, Velocity, and Force, completing the entire trilogy of those hover bikes. And finally, a long-rumored ship, the FS7C Mark II, which I feel is kind of, hinting at more Hornet variants. We'll see. I'm kind of hesitant to say we're going to get a Super Hornet Mark II, a Ghost Mark II, or what's the other one? We have a Super Hornet Mark II, Ghost Mark II, and a Tracker Mark II. I don't know if we're going to get the civilian versions of those, but the fact that we're undertaking an event right now to get the FS7CA Mark II may lead us to get further variants down the road. So be prepared, folks. Now for 323, what's been added for this branch. The new character customizer, watch the ISC. It's pretty interesting. The locations, the distribution centers, aka the UGFs, underground facilities. Gameplay including cargo hauling, the item banks, the Arena Commander new flight map, Miner's Lament. engineering experimental mode in Arena Commander and Grab Royale, custom lobbies, this has been needed for a long time, personal and instance hangers, that's in ISC today, we're going to watch that too, Mobiglass rework, FPS loot screen, which I'm sure will get further improvements, the FPS map screen, dynamic event blockade runner, visor and lens HUD rework, player interaction experience, which is basically, you know, your interact stuff, EVA version tier 2. Committed now we have hostility. This is going to change greatly in how you interact with the world. Read this. Updating the reputation system so that players can affect their long-term reputation with in-game organizations via means outside of missions, such as reduction of reputation for killing a member of that reputation. AI belonging to certain factions will react differently in theory based on their reputation with you. Being an ally provides the player benefits, such as more generous friendly fire thresholds and providing medical aid. Being an enemy, however, means harsher friendly fire thresholds and may result in an attack on sight. Lawful organizations will not attack on sight as long as they're in a monitored zone, whereas unlawful factions will attack on sight no matter what. This is the foundation which allows players to become allies with in-game criminal factions and enables places like Grim Hex to enforce their own laws. So this is really the start of things like gameplay reputation, the real building blocks for it, and also I would dare say it's going to start the build up for bounty hunting tier 2, which we haven't heard them talk about in some time. We'll see though. I hope we get some news on bounty hunting version 2. Anyways, I know one thing everyone's excited about, and that's the star map rework. Good grief. That poor star map, it's so hard to plot. The implementation of the new and improved star map will be a blessing, with improved visuals and usability, including easier search and trip planning functionality, meaning you can probably plot courses. Who in chat is excited for that? I am really hoping we get that. Ships and vehicles. Now this one's a bit controversial. I've been told this is something similar to, you know, Elite Dangerous's switching of modes, but I'll have to test it in practice to see what it's like, really, I guess. We're not going to get into this ball of wax because I think a lot of people already, have made their opinions known on it. Dynamic crosshair. Combat helmets now support the dynamic crosshair, which they've already clarified you can shut it off, which allows for quicker target acquisition in CQ situations. Now, if I were the standard person, I'd just make a red reticle and very low vis. That way it doesn't impede. But since I'm an old schooler, I don't need it. Volumetric clouds, image upscaling. Hopefully this works for people who have terrible GPUs. A replication layer update. Well, we'll see. We'll see what gets added out of this. So, first we're going to cover Lore Maker's questions, and then we're going to jump into ISC. The Lore Maker's questions had some interesting hints about future things. Luckily, it's not too long, and I'm going to try to cover it very quickly, and then we're going to jump directly into Inside Star Citizen. The MISC and Xi'an collaboration. Question: the more Xi'an ships come out, the less I understand what exactly is meant by MISC's cooperation with Xi'an. What technologies are we talking about? I don't see any connection in ship design or the tech that the APOA and the GATAC provide. Please tell me what you mean by MISC was one of the first corporations in the UEE to sustain a tech trade partnership with the Xi'an. Answer: in 2910, MISC and the Xi'an Empire signed a first-of-its-kind technological sharing agreement that saw ideas, technology, and even experts freely exchanged between the two sides. MISC's impact and contribution to Xi'an ships isn't well known within the UEE, as the ships Xi'an manufacturers have exported into the UEE lean heavily into the alien aesthetic and tech to distinguish them in the market. So let's focus on the Xi'an's impact on MISC. After signing the deal, MISC leveraged this influx of new ideas and tech into developing a smaller spacecraft that could appeal to the masses. This initiative resulted in the design for the Freelancer, everyone's favorite hot dog in space, which featured traditional human aesthetics subtly integrated with Xi'an advances like improved thruster draw conditioning. While the designs for the Reliant were done at the same time, it's believed it was passed over because the verticality, is that the word? Verticality, created by its movable flying wing, clearly signaled its Xi'an inspiration and might alienate some humans still wary after the Xi'an-human Cold War. The Reliant design remained mothballed for decades until being revived and brought to the market in 2946. By then, MISC had found success with other ships that promoted their Xi'an influence in tech, and the company leveraged what they'd learned to upgrade the Reliant design with more efficient Xi'an thrusters and advanced Xi'an metal composites for the ship's wing armor. Cool. In the decades between the launch of the Reliant and Freelancer launches, MISC discovered that many of its ship teams struggled to integrate Xi'an tech into their designs. This began to change in 2940 when MISC assigned the MISC-M division of misfits and out-of-box designers to rework the Daedalus, MISC's non-commercial racing ship. The MISC-M team traveled to a facility in, I think that's Ryla, to work on the ship with veteran Xi'an ship designer Toko Lilia. Gosh, I can't. Leading to the creation of advanced thrusters that lapped ones available to competing racers. The reworked Daedalus earned itself a new name, Razor, and would go on to win the Murray Cup Classic in 2945 before receiving a successful commercial release in 2947. MISC-M continued to push their designs to further integrate Xi'an tech with the creation of the Fury, in featuring 4 fully gimbaled main thrusters to provide the speed and evasiveness renowned in many Xi'an ships. The uniqueness of the Fury design inspired MISC CEO Irene Adjide? Terrible with names. To spin off the MISC-M division into its own sub-brand named Mirai, and retroactively rebranded the Razor as a Mirai ship. With the launch of the Mirai brand, the days of subtly integrating Xi'an tech into the ship seems to be gone. It should be exciting to see how Mirai leverages this relationship going forward to create more interesting and unique ships that combine human and GM tech and aesthetics. Whew. Question. I have a bunch of questions regarding this office. How much does the Office of Executive Service, OES, involve themselves in the affairs of other species? Does the OES ever work with or against species, or are they just involved internally in UEE domestic affairs? Do the OES and military work together? I ask because in the real world, there are often rivalries and the public pays the price. Is the OES or the military worried about the existence of the Hadesians? Knowing the power that the Hadesians possess, but no idea where they are and if they will resurface, does the OES ever get involved in slavery cases, or is this just left up to the police? Answer. The extent of OES's actions still aren't entirely known, but they seem to operate inside and outside both inside and outside UE space. Their existence was only recently discovered during the Jink Gallon incident, where a human was captured in GN space on charges of espionage. Now that they've been pulled out of the shadows and are given oversight, I think that they're still trying to figure out how they move forward. Back when they were operating with impunity, I would suspect the OES probably did enlist military assistance in their operations, but most likely did so under the guise of a conventional UEE intelligence service or another facet of bureaucracy, rather than identifying themselves as OES. As far as the Hadesians, I'm sure they are probably pretty interested to learn more about the ancient culture. As for the slavery cases, they might if it serves their interest. Question. I noticed the Galactopedia currently doesn't have an entry for Mirai. Is there any lore about the spacecraft manufacturer that can be shared? Okay. Good on news. February's update included an article on Mirai. I'm not going to cover that here. It covers how the work of a specialized team within MISC inspired the company to spin off their own ships into their own subsidiary. A longer profile on the history and evolution of this division and the creation of Mirai was also written and released in Jump Point 11.03. Currently, the article is available to subscribers, but is scheduled to be released on the RSI site for all to read on Tuesday, April 23rd. So the link is here. Death of a Spaceman and its impact on the universe. Question. Is it common for the Star Citizen universe to swap their physical, gender? What I've understood about the way Death of a Spaceman and Regen are supposed to work suggests this would be pretty trivial. Is it common, or would that maybe be a problem when it comes to legal issues? How is identity legally established? If you have a tailored appearance with DNA that's not identical to your own, how is it established that you regen, that you're legally the same person? Or another way of putting it might be how closely linked to biology to identity. That's a big mouthful. Answer. Recent advances in medical sciences in the 30th century have made altering one's complete physical appearance a lot more commonplace. For example, BiotiCorp's cutting-edge Calliope system allows people to safely and quickly undergo massive structural bone and tissue changes that would have previously taken a team of surgeons multiple operations to complete. Regardless of how many changes someone undergoes, there would still be inherent markers that would remain consistent, by which deep scans would be able to identify someone in order to maintain a consistent and verifiable ID record. Please note that this is different from regeneration, the process by which a new body is created from an Ibrahim Spear imprint. These cannot be manipulated and are accurate to your last imprint scan. For example, if someone were to make an imprint, make alterations via the Calliope system, then experience a fatal accident, their regenerated body would look like before they made the alterations. Barring, of course, any physical damage imparted by traumatic echoes in the imprint as a result of death. Pyro system reduced in size. Question, did you shrink Pyro? Some old information said Pyro is about 13 AU, nearly 3 times bigger than Stanton. Yet in the Star Engine trailer, it says 9.83 AUs, which is only about twice as big as Stanton. Yes, this Pyro system is smaller than it used to be. This decision was made after discussions with other teams to allow shorter distance between distant locations. Nothing has been removed from Pyro. Everything is just a bit closer together. You're still going to need certain ships, though, folks. Now, this is the one I asked. This is the second of 2 questions about Nyx. So, this should be interesting. People's Alliance area of influence. Question, does the People's Alliance control the entirety of Nyx, or are they merely one of the major factions in the system? Answer, the People's Alliance is Nyx's major faction for sure, but they mainly control the area around Delamar. This is mainly due to their available security resources, as it would be an expensive proposition to patrol the full system. While there are outposts and stations aligning with the People's Alliance peppered throughout Nyx, the further out you go, the more likely you are to run into one of several outlaw groups vying for territory in the system. We touched on one of these outlaw groups back in Q3 2022, Loremakers, the Moraine, who are an organization of thieves and smugglers based out of the Glacium Ring. That was another question I asked, so, okay. Oh boy, here's a controversial one. Why does Crusader specialize in weapons of mass destruction? Okay, yeah, okay. Question. Crusader was founded by August Dunlow, a humanitarian visionary who was the victim of state-sponsored, not going to say the word, and a company markets itself as the good guy manufacturer. So, why is it the only manufacturer of indiscriminate... Yeah, not even Aegis has a gravity bomb. They just build torpedo platforms. It's super weird. You would think Dunlow would be a conscientious objector, even to be contracted by the military. They would just build logistics and support ships, but B-words are the tip of the spear when it comes to causing collateral damage. Has the current board stepped away from the ethics and vision Dunlow to focus on the bottom line? Is this a branding mistake? When the C2 was being designed with someone like, it would be cool if it had bombs and we got the A2, and now we just live with the dissonance of this choice. Hey, Morphologist, is this your question out of curiosity? I'm curious. I don't know. Could be. Answer, taking a step back, it's worth noting that there is a bit of separation between the ships available to the player and those that exist in lore. In general, it's safe to assume there might be other bombers being made, but the lore of the game is more focused on what the current development schedule is planning for players to keep experiencing. This is why we haven't made a comprehensive list of all vehicles manufactured currently or historically, as we require more flexibility for keeping aligned with the ship team. As for Crusader, They've always been dedicated toward helping the people of the Empire. Under Dunlow, they've made ships for the military since the company's earliest days when the Army purchased their vehicle transports. Not long after, in 2821, the Hercules Starlifter was conceived as a military vehicle from the struts up. When Kelly Kaplan became CEO in 2863, she began an effort to expand the corporation toward a more military focus, not only in an effort to combat the growing Vanduul threat, but also defend their fledgling planetary interests. This led to the development of the Mercury in 2892, and eventually the Ares in 2949. So rather than the A2 being an abandonment of their core principles, it represents a gradual evolution of how the company sees its place in a changing empire. Okay, we got a couple more. What was supposed to open at Stratus Mall in 2952? And every time I visit, this is from Jade Stargazer. And they were asking about this. Consider the still vacant Stratus storefronts another casualty of the consistent Ninetales attacks on Horizon's platforms. Though Crusader never officially announced the tenant meant to move into that space in late 2950, gourmands across the empire were abuzz about news that Chef Cuddy Crawford had signed a deal with Stratus to open a restaurant on Orison. Crawford rose to fame with Gastronomical, the first restaurant on an 890 jump to win a Silver Leaf. Yet, Crawford acknowledged the difficulties of running a restaurant aboard a ship and was looking forward to opportunities to open a brick-and-mortar location. Occupying that second floor space on the Stratus complex on Orison seemed like an ideal fit for the chef and the high-class clientele that wined and dined on the 890 jump. However, the uptick in Ninetales attacks on Horizon's platforms concerned Chef Crawford, and he officially backed out of the deal when his ship came under attack en route to Orison. Chef Crawford and Stratus have been entangled in litigation ever since then. Stratus claimed that they are owed rent and penalties for the early termination of the deal, while Chef Crawford argued that Orison's lax security breached a provision in the contract that specified a safe and secure working environment. Well, that would be provided to the chef's staff and guests. Hey, I'd want it too. Until this dispute is resolved, Stratus officials say the storefront will remain its current state. Yep. Do you have plans to expand future NPC voices in the PU other than British and American accents? Yes, we're definitely looking at expanding the diversification. Okay. And now with the last one, the Alaria Awards. Here's a bunch of questions about the Alaria Awards, which recognizes achievement in music. Answer: we haven't really... Let's craft some lore now. To answer some of your questions one by one, is it possible for a backer to win an Alaria reward? Not currently. Note this, folks. Not currently. But you might be able to win recognition. But we certainly support the musical endeavors of our community. Interesting comment. What categories are there? I would assume there would be a standard array of categories you find in modern awards: best album, genre, best song, genre, I'm sure. There would have to be various versions of the awards based on the genre of music. There would probably be categories for Xian or alien music to help bring attention to human listeners. How long have the awards been going on? We could say maybe 100 years or so, say 2803. Who won the last awards for Best Performer equivalent? Have not determined this yet. What is popular across the UEE currently? With all the various planets and moons and systems, I don't know if you could truly encapsulate a consistent trend across UEE. We dropped a handful of bands and musicians: Elroy Cass, Starburst Collective, etc. though. What's the most common way for people to listen to music in 2953? Do physical formats still exist, and does that mean I have to buy the white album again? As a big fan of vinyl myself, I would support this, but I feel they're probably phased out physical media since the recording process would probably be exclusively digital and distributed in a lossless way. Where and when are the awards hosted? As called out in the Galactopedia, they're held on in Prime on Terra. Who is the most recent host? I would have to say Asen Landry from Something Every Tuesday would be a good host. Has there ever been any Jay-Z, Taylor Swift moments? Oh my, in memorable history. What moment was this? But sure, I would imagine there'd be some memorable moments at the awards. There was Gal Dugan's last performance before she disappeared. That would certainly be one. Ooh, a mystery. Very cool. Anyways, we are now going to start ISC. And here we
the very heart of the non-combat Star Citizen experience. And as it continues to evolve in the upcoming Alpha 323 and beyond, its next major evolution is less about the places you'll go and more about the ones you'll start and come back to. Now, hangars, whether they're persistent, instanced, personal, or staging, make up the next frontier of cargo gameplay. And we went to Chad and his team for an early look at where they're going and how they're progressing. Let's find out more.
So yeah, we've had a couple ISCs before to talk about the new cargo and hangars features coming, but now that we're here and about to release things, we want to talk a bit about how that impacts your play experience, even if you don't care at all about cargo.
Can I just say that's a very big elevator?
So let's start with persistent hangars. What are they and what does that mean? So a persistent hangar is an instance hangar that is going to be assigned to you whenever you select your home location when logging into the game for the first time for a patch. When that happens, what we do is we determine the largest ship that you have and then entitle to you a persistent hangar that's of the size needed to facilitate that ship. Whenever you go into that hangar into the game, that hangar at your home location is always your hangar, and you'll be able to use it like your home. You'll be able to keep things in the hangar, you'll be able to leave things around, you can invite friends in, you can treat it like your own little oasis. So let's talk about for these personal hangars, how do you actually get into them?
Please proceed to side landing bay.
You can make a request via ATC for landing, and when we do that, we'll check to see if you have any personal hangars entitled to you. You'll be able to enter in using largely the same methodology that you do now, land, and then you can just hang out in there. As far as what can you actually do with your personal hangar and what kinds of things can you decorate with it, what we're going to do is allow you to call anything in your inventory up via that freight elevator. You can pick it up off the freight elevator either with your hands or using the tractor beam and just strew it about your location however you pick.
Also in the hangars, you'll notice several new kiosks. We have the freight elevator kiosk, which has a brand new UI and inventory system to deal with large volumes of cargo.
You're going to have on the left-hand side a section that is showing the contents of the platform itself. And on the right-hand side, similar inventory layout with all your armor and weapons and items.
And then you decide what you want to spawn in the freight elevator. The freight elevator then comes up, and then you can start doing like loading and unloading of various cargo into your ship and so on.
If you're considerate about how you're loading things and you're trying to optimize your loading times, It'll give you a lot of power as far as, for example, making sure that certain kinds of things are front-loaded on the platform to make your multi-crew loading as streamlined as possible. And anything that's in your inventory, you're going to be able to call up. Some things you might have to put into an inventory container box. We're talking 8, 16, 24, even 32 SU size container boxes that you can put large items in. Now you can raise that up on the platform, including in collections, transfer that very quickly onto your ship, and then take them to another location.
Does this mean, chat, we're going to be able to use tractor beams in hangars? I'm very excited about this. Here I was worried we'd have to manually load a whole sea by hand. Seriously, that would have been very tedious, but thank God we're not doing that.
In your personal hangar, you'll also have access to several other kiosks, starting with the item bank.
Which are another form of kiosk, which you could almost consider like a small freight elevator in a way, in that you can retrieve personal items such as clothing, armor, and weapons.
Because the item that's being delivered will be delivered in a tray that's in the same machine. So you interact that kind of like you interact with a loot box and you get that out. So no other player can actually physically get anything from your local inventory.
And these item banks can be found not just within the hangars, but also the wider location, such as your hubs and other key areas of a location to retrieve your personal items.
Since you can't interact with your inventory anymore at any given time, it means like we need to have enough item banks around each location so you don't block each other from accessing a terminal, right?
It's just a quicker way to get a quick gun or a few meta pins or your armor without having to load it up from the freight elevator. And the last kiosk that I want to talk about is the ASOP terminal,
which we have positioned in the hangar so you can request your ships from within the hangar and not just the spaceport.
So they will still remain in the spaceport. So if you don't have a personal hangar in your location, you can request your ship also from there.
What we're doing is we're changing the way that the ships spawn in the game.
You can now request your ships from within the hangar and they will appear to you, but they won't just come out of thin air. What happens is the whole of the floor will open up.
You get this like amazing view of the hangar, the lights dim, the doors open.
And the landing platform will be rising up towards you and your ship will be there.
We try to balance it in a way that it doesn't take too much time for you, but also that it feels like it has the right weight to it, but also you don't have to wait for it too long.
So now you have a seamless transition and a realistic way of storing your ships away.
Additionally, you can do clever things like call up a smaller vehicle, such as a ground vehicle, drive it off, and then call up a larger vehicle. Then you'll have access to your ground vehicles without having to go to another location. You'll be able to call up multiple ships and maybe have one person fly off with one ship, call another one, have another person in your party fly up with another ship. Or you can just call up a ship, change your mind, and then call up a different ship without having to leave or anything like that. It gives you a lot of flexibility. And I can already tell what some of you are thinking right now. We're not going to let the system like eat your body and store it into the inventory or anything like that. We'll make sure to account for that such that if there's a blocking change that happens, we'll stop the process, go back up to the default state, and then tell the player about the issue so that they can account for it. If you do want to jump into the platform just before it closes and fall to your death, you can fall to your death if you want to.
So this is really cool, and we're really happy to get this in. It's been discussed for some years now, and it's been a very tricky thing to fit in, and certain tech's required to be able to do it. You'd be able to have this hangar your own space and call your own ships and do a lot more within the hangar now.
Now that we're adding all of this new facility to the hangars in the game, allowing them to be persistent, adding these freight elevators, adding this ship platform, there's a lot of more things that we have to have in these hangars for them to be useful for what we're adding.
So the hangar sizes had to increase quite a bit. We did not want to do that originally in the beginning, But soon when we did prototyping, we figured out that not all the hangars, as I said, like the low-tech hangars in particular, are quite old by this point. Not all of them were to the same standards or metrics. So we figured that with the landing pad now going down, you had this gap for like quite some time before the doors close. So there was a very narrow walkway for the player sometimes. So we had to rejig some things and made it actually larger.
So the large and XL have had significant size changes. So the XL is about 20% larger and the large is about 30% larger. So certain ships that were a little tight can now fit a lot more easily.
So you don't feel like your wings almost...
Did you catch that, chat? Large hangars, your 20% extra large hangars, 20% larger. Large hangars are 20% larger. That's awesome.
Scratch the walls of it, so it feels a bit more natural and better to the play experience to land in your hangar now.
The medium is the same, but taller. And the small has not been changed. But we have classified ships to fit into the medium that were once classified as small. So hopefully a much better player experience than there has been before. And it's been interesting to take the design of an elevator and the door and extrapolate that across multiple sizes. So in some cases you can kind of widen out the door and use the same shapes, and in some cases you need to think really about how those shapes work, and sometimes they don't work within a small door, for example, when it did work in a much wider door. So we've had to play around with that and keep them looking consistent with each other, but also adapt those shapes to work for each size.
So this is an actualization of a long-term goal for this entire cargo career, to make the whole thing feel more real. It means that the whole experience is going to allow for manual loading. It'll also feel more rewarding because it'll give you more interesting choices to make throughout the process. It'll make multi-crewing a more interesting and useful experience. It's going to just make the whole experience a more skill-intensive and interesting and tactile. Another thing that we've talked about is automated loading in the games. This allows you to still do commodity trading without needing to actually move the boxes yourself. It will be an option in the commodity terminal. Whenever you go and you pick the destination inventory, you'll be confronted with several options. One is the location inventory. The next will be all your ships that are at the location. If you choose a ship, you'll have the option to have it be automatically unloaded or loaded for you, of course, with an added cost. The ship has to be stored to allow for the transfer, and it will be time-locked while that transfer is occurring. Different locations in the game will have different amounts of time. Places that are more optimized for trade are going to allow for faster transfer. You'll be able to still do the trading. You just have to wait a little bit and pay a bit more money, so your profits won't be quite as good in that case. Once the automatic loading process is finished, you can just go to the ASOP terminal in the hangar, access it, raise it, and go off, and you're on your way. If you care about cargo, this is going to be transformational. But even if you're not interested in cargo at all, it's still a foundational change for the game that fundamentally changes principles about inventory, physicality, and your play experience.
The work's ongoing. We're nearly there. I think the team's done a great job on this. It's been tricky to get it working as it should be.
It's a big milestone for the game that's been years in the making and coming. While I'm here to talk about it today, there's been a large number of teams across the entire company that have helped. Everybody from art, animation, VFX, through to all of the gameplay teams, engine teams. We've had a huge effort from Austin, Montreal, Los Angeles, Frankfurt, Manchester. It's been a big endeavor. So I want to thank everyone that's been helping to see this vision through, and I'm really looking forward to getting this into your hands so that you can play with it.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the days of big ships scraping by the edges of player hangars are almost behind us. that you'll soon be able to spawn your ships and have them rise up directly into these newly expanded hangars, and that the freight elevators and item banks within will herald a new future of physicalized cargo loading that should have long-reaching ramifications for life in the verse. And of course, while everything you see on ISC is always an early work in progress, because of the dramatic and far-reaching effects these systems will have on all life in the verse, you can expect this work will continue to iterate and evolve from what you've just seen between now and its upcoming targeted release in Alpha 3.23. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week. Hi. We had a meme image for the end of the show. It's been our thing this season. This week's was a little too hot for TV. So we're gonna put this week's image in your hands. I'm gonna give you a frame and you put whatever you want on here. There you go. And here's my face, knowing this is a bad idea. That's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake. It's a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake, Jared. Anyways, we're now going to transition to a little bit of Star Citizen for now. I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but we'll see. Just have some fun, you know? There we go. I got it. I don't know why it's doing that. All right. What did everyone think of ISC? I thought it was pretty good. Okay, it's not working. Hold on. Hold on, chat. It's always doing this. Did that work? There we go. Okay. That's better. Play for a little bit. See what's going on tonight. Well, that was weird. Turn this off. Well, right. Let's do at least one salvage run. What an arc. All right, let's go to Arc L3. Right. First things first. You look at it, dude. Why do I have a no head? Oh. But I lost my head. Let's go to Cargo Center, maybe? Elevator seemed to work pretty quick.
I am waiting for unknown. I am waiting for unknown.
Armor. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Buy some new armor. Chest. Always liked the real chest and armor. All right. All right. Do we have any tractor beams? Okay, I need a... utility. Let's buy a store. Let's see you. Yeah.
Welcome.
Whoa, I have no head.
What do you think those terminals are for?
Maybe I should store my shotgun, maybe? Yeah, probably the shotgun. What am I? Oops. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go take off, go,
Hey,
hey, what?
if you need the vehicle terminal, there's one that way.
Guy looks lost. Can I get out of here? Get lost, dude. Head for Arkel 3 with my ship. I think my vulture's either here or not. We'll find out. Yeah.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System. Your insurance claim has been sent.
Wait about a minute and then push it.
Thank you.
T1. Do I have any bigger ships I can get better cargo in? Well, I could take the whole A, but that ship's gonna castle. What could I take? Star Runner it is.
Please visit us again. Goodbye. Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Darn it. Still half a minute till Vulture's out. Let's wait on the Vulture. I got X amount of time. I got 50 seconds. I need it. Having to wait has never been my fun. Let's check again.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
I doubt I'll be able to fly all the way to Art.
Please visit us again.
Hangar 3. We'll see. All right. Yes.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary craft. Your systems are online. Engines online. Quantum fuel is at 100%.
It's outside 800 meters.
You are clear to launch. Launch complete. Landing gear up.
I need to get out of here before that plane gets out.
Thank you, and please visit again.
There we go. Someone keeps trying to send me friend request. I'm not interested, guys. Sorry. That was a good ISC, everyone. Really good. I enjoyed that one. That was one of those rare inside Star Citizens that I hope become way more common. That was a good one.
Quantum fuel is at 75%.
We're about 37 million kilometers from target. So, yeah. Must have just had us. All right, we're 30 million clicks out. I may have to fuel up Quantum at Arc 3. Actually, which planet are we going to be near? I hope I have enough gas. Oh my gosh, to get there. This is going to be one of those special cases where you're like, why did I jump that distance? Why? You know? Oh, boy. I think I have enough gas to get there, but if not, I'm going to get stuck. Which is not going to be a great thing for me.
Quantum fuel is at 25%.
Shoot. We're going to be really close to the wire here. Oh, well, crap. Please tell me I'm going to make it here in one piece. Please. I don't want to die out here in the loneliness of space. Yeah, this is going to get ugly. What did it say? No. I'm only 1,000,000 kilometers off. Yeah. This could end poorly. I probably miscalculated my jump. A huge distance.
Quantum drive is now off.
Okay. So are we out of fuel? Please say no. Oh gosh, thank goodness.
Quantum drive is now on.
Wow, that was a close one.
Quantum drive is now off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to restock up on fuel, that's for sure. Uh-huh. Good. When the armistice now.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
At least we're here. I'm gonna get a bigger ship for the cargo bay to go investigate the wreck. That way, if there's any gold or silver or anything on board that I can sell, I can, you know, make off with. Never really anybody out at this space station. Not at all.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Forward. Oop. Oh, I thought so. Almost collided there. Hate these top mountain. I prefer the side mount.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Thank God it didn't blow up.
Complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Ugh. Screw that.
Engines offline.
Alright, this ship's gonna be stored here. I'm gonna go out and investigate the wreck. Where is this? What do I need? All right. See, as much as these hangars have received updates, it's going to be worthwhile to see them make even more updates. All right.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Get my Mercury out here. People want to get it out here.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
It's fine. Got more than enough money.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
So these item banks kiosks. I don't think they're even in the... Are they in the game yet here? Got about 7 minutes. Admin station here. Really? I can sell commodities? Interesting. That's very interesting. I'm trying to land my Mercury Star Runner. Once I get stocked up on the goods. I don't think there's an elevator. Darn it. There's a clothing store. Weapons shop. Right. This may be the only space station I know of that has a damn, you know, admin. See, they have an administration. This one doesn't have an elevator. They have the Easy Hab and right here. There's no elevator. Well, none we can use. It's very interesting. That is really weird. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Arkel 3 seems to be the most unique of all the stations for the moment. It's got an actual trading terminal. Unlike a lot of space stations, there's not much here. See? Alright, let's see.
Welcome to the ASOP.
Is my Crusader done? Still got 3.5 minutes. Darn it. Facing like a cat. Well, Kinch is in still. Okay, pizza. So, is there anything here I can really buy? I don't think so. Let's see if he responds. Yeah, this is just a big open state. That's Platinum Bay. Oh, wait. Listen. This is... Oh, reach it. What is this thing? And components. I thought for sure there was a damn, weapons shop or something in it. Admin. This space station seems kind of to be the old stuff.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
God dang it, 30 more seconds. That is really annoying. Screw it. Just pull it out when it gets in there. Oh. Yeah, you guys are... Let's wait.
Your vehicle
Hangar 3.
delivered to the following location. Please visit us again. Bye.
Might do a little item reclamation. I'm out and about. Oh.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
You are clear to launch.
What time is it? Looks like I'm fine.
Launch complete.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Big debris field up there. All right, moving forward into the field. We are 38 kilometers. Rocks out here aren't too big. Not as big as some of the others. For instance, those pieces of debris. That one was as big as my ship. We're almost through the field. Nah. Huh. Red Bear and Kinji. It's funny. I'm gonna fly in here, confiscate as much crap from it as possible. Is it an M2? Yeah, it's an M2. There we go.
Engines off.
Nice job. Right between the tail fins. Perfect. Wait, oh, I'm at an angle. That's actually better because then it doesn't bonk my ship. Give it. See? Comes back an awful long way. Yeah. Let's see what looks inside. Keep it on ragdoll. All right, what do we got? I don't know. What do we have here? Right. Let's process this junk. Let's go ahead, open the crates, front door. All right, let's see what lurks in here. Now then, what do we have left? This looks like Quantinium. Scrap. It's not worth it. Let's move it out of the way if I don't take it. So much scrap. Iron. Now this is more value. Iron and Quantinium and gold. Iron. Gold. Okay, okay. This is definitely significantly worth more. So iron. Gold. Gold. Iron isn't that great. Good. We're good. All right, Star Runner. I have to lower its altitude just a little bit. Hmm. Mm. Mm.
Engines on. Engines off.
Perfect. All right, let's go handle this. I start it. Oh my God. Okay. So, here we go. Let's get the gold. Get the back row. Kind of important. Damn it. I really hit the wrong button. All right. All right. I'm gonna sell my stuff here. Find somewhere to sell it. And I don't know how long I've been streaming. It's almost 5 too. Here pretty soon I'm gonna have to start dinner.
Engines on.
Find a plotted horse. No. No. The freaking Microtech. Dang it.
Quantum travel engaged.
Alright. I'm gonna go out to Microtech, sell this crap, and here. Oh. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's been one of those really weird ones for me. Hmm. So, chat, what did you think of RSI or ISC today? Did you enjoy it? Was it worth it? Because to me, it was a great inside Star Citizen. Definitely one of the better ones we've had. I don't think we're there yet, but we're getting close. Right now, I'm taking a load of cargo to Microtech I took out of a wreck, and I am selling it to make a profit. So, good times, good times. It's 45, man. Where does the day go? It's crazy. Have the Xeno missions even come up today? I haven't gotten them at all. I think we got them all, maybe? Let me see. Let's have a look. History. Oh, it says complete. Look at that. Complete. Wait. Wait, 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 wait. Wait, wait. Huh. Okay, that's weird. I had a 5 of 5 all the way. So I don't know what it's talking about. So that's weird. Yeah. No clue. Super, super weird. All right, we're almost to Microtech. We have an incoming ad break here in about 5 minutes, folks, so just be aware. Oh. So there we go. So we'll go the full distance. And then on the longer quantum travels, this is going to get boring really quick. Back to this. Okay, where is... Where the freak is New Babbage? It's not on this hemisphere. Darn it. Cuban. Look around the disc. Wait.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
There it is. There's New Babbage. Okay. And here I thought I was completely and utterly lost.
Quantum travel engaged.
That's comforting. If I'm on the other side of the city, I usually arrive. There it is. What was that? Sort of warning. Hmm. Sun setting on this icy boat. We have a ship coming by. Can't tell who it is, what it is. I think it's a carrot. Might be a caterpillar. No, it's an 890 jump. Yeah, it's an 890. How about that? Somebody's going full party barge. Yep, 890 jump. Somebody's going full party barge here. That's what I thought. Neat.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
I ain't gonna target. Are you kidding me? I don't want to bother him. He's pleasure booting. Booting. All right. Go up, go up, go up. Not what I'm asking for, brother. Might have to de-target him. Shift right. Yeah, hangars are fixing to get a lot bigger.
Landing gear up. Landing gear down. Landing complete.
Landing complete. Pleasant stay.
Right. Go sell our wares. All right. Let's see what I can make off. So cargo elevators are really, really going to change everything in the game. And I do mean everything. It's going to be massive changes. Store my ship once I get landed. We're in hangar 12 for now. The largest flyable ship I have is huge. It's an Idris. Gigantic. So that's going to be the largest of these cargo hangars I'm going to get, is Idris size. Well, it won't be initially. I think it'll be whatever the Redeemer, Retaliator, Polaris. Well, the Polaris might be one. It's capital size. Whatever the Polaris' size is, will probably dictate how big it carries, how big it is. You know, the hangar. It should be big enough, theoretically. Anyways, let's sell our goods. See how much we get for now. Basically, I pilfered, so. Go ahead. Try the commons. Commons, I hope. Yep. Good. Righty, right. Here we go. So what do you think this year's Fleet Week ships will be? You think there will be any special ships at all, or things that'll be listed? I frankly don't know. I don't have any clue what fleet. Oh shoot, yeah. That didn't look good. So we're going to sell our stuff at the commons. Gold, quantanium, and iron. That's what I have. Put my imprint here at Microtech. So where we need to go, not the promenade. We need to go to the plaza. Need to go to planetary. Is it planetary services? Or Shuba? No. I think it's actually straight across. I don't think it's either of these. It's the TD. Trade development. Pro. TDD. Microtech has one of the better designed city layouts in my opinion. I'm a big supporter of how Microtech looks, feels. It feels like an actual city you can get around on a common basis. It's my favorite hub, pretty much, of the Stanton system and region. See, we got this. We have gold. We can sell for 44,900, which is almost what we made. Okay. The Quantanium alone is 25. So that was almost 70,000. And then for iron, 2.81 thousand. So somewhere in the mid 70s to low 80s thousands of Alpha UEC. That was just for those few boxes I pilfered from that rack. I didn't even salvage it. So as you can see, if you have a cargo ship and you just scuttle around to these wreck sites, you can collect some fairly high-grade goods if you know what you're doing. It may take you some time, but that was almost 100,000 in just a couple of motions from looking for, profitable goods. It took a little bit of time, but it's very easy to do. Still, it comes with risks. There will be players in some of these areas that may not be peaceful, so I'd suggest you have an escort if you're loading the cargo. You definitely don't want to get jumped. Or hire mercenaries or some sort of freelancer group that will protect you and your cargo. But make sure to give them a fair cut of the proceeds. You don't want to stiff them, because then they're going to spread the word that you're a cheapskate. Just my 2 cents. I wouldn't advise making the very those guys very angry. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat, drink, probably reset my spawn here. Get a twins sandwich. I have no head. It's funny.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, shut up, dude. It's fine. I'll get 3 of them. That'll work.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, okay. Not even what I'm asking for, bro. That's weird. Okay. Whatever. There we go. Someone's sending me a message now. I don't know who that was. Where'd my helmet go? Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. So. Yeah. Oh, I need to drink something.
Set aside time to stretch your physical being and your mind and expand your possibilities. This is another moment of clarity with Amandine Vakari.
There's a trash can. Isn't there a trash can in there or something? Oh, it's garbage. Making the verse a cleaner place. Literally. I hope we get to keep some of the Xenothreat armor. Be a shame just to let it roll on, you know? I mean, some of it looks really awesome. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Get a better... Okay. Yeah. Hold on. I want to check something. Go back to the commons and get the undersuit for that, because white doesn't look great on it. No. Heck no. It's not Center Mass or Omega Pro. It's... Protection Services? No. I forget where it is, sorry. It's probably one of those guys. Right. Alright, I need Shubin. Shubin's across. Mega Pro is that way. Protection and Center Mass is that way. Shubin up ahead. All I need's an undersuit. All I'm doing is putting on a brief fashion show of what this armor looks like. Let's see. Buy a couple of stone skins. Oops. All right. So my current armor looks like this. This is the Morzov. We're going to take this off, this off, this off, this off. Leave that stone skin underbit on. And now we're going to try Xenothreat Red. Embrace my inner evil. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad. I actually like this. Stand under a good light source and see if we can get a good look. There we go. Face is heavily distorted, but yeah. Actually, not too terrible. For a dark and sinister group, but yeah. Why does it look like I have a distorted face in there? That is weird. Maybe it's due to the fishbowl helmet? Now, hold on. This helmet isn't even in the game. The FBL8. Hold on. This helmet, I don't think's actually in the game. If I remember straight, the standard armor, yeah, they don't have this as freaking arm, helmet type. Huh. I might be wrong. It's supposed to be the recon suit. Put my Morzov set back on. Yeah. I don't know what I think about that. It's just interesting. Just leave it like that for now. All right. Check something and come back to that. I'm gonna snooze this, yeah. I'm gonna raid somebody. Who should I raid? Let's try Cobra. Go raid Cobra because I haven't done him in a while. But yeah, Cobra TV's decent guy. He's got some good friends that are friends of mine. So y'all have a great day. 07 everyone. See you later.